Welcome in to the Arkansas Sports Network's Hometown Sports Football Preview, proudly presented by Arkansas Tech University, D3 Auto Sales, and by Metcalf Trucking Company. Today we sit down with Paragould Rams head coach Randy Phillips.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Hometown Sports Arkansas Football Preseason Preview presented to you by the Arkansas Sports Network. I'm Alex Gallion. Alongside me is the head football coach for the 5A East still the 5A East Paragould Rams. I got confused with GCT for a second. Yeah. Coach Phillips, appreciate you so much, Coach, for taking the time out of your morning. I know you guys got junior high practice here shortly, but again, I really do thank you for taking the time out of your morning to be a part of this interview, man. What can you tell us about the Paragould Rams last season?
Well, last season, as you saw, we were close in several games.
Yes.
You know, we were just a couple plays away from possibly a 6-7 win season. And, you know, looking back, we competed well. The kids got better as the year went on, which is what we expect. But now, you know, we're going to try to build off last year and improve this year and hopefully take a step forward.
What can you tell us about maybe some returning players from last season? I know you guys, Cole Chipman was a really big one for you guys last year.
Yeah, Cole was a 1,000-yard rusher for us last year. He's returning. You know, he handles a heavy workload. He'll be playing more defense this year. He played some last year early. Then he went mainly offense, but we're going to have him on defense this year. So, you know, stepping up, we know that he's going to be a great asset to us. But also Mikey Peckrell, he's kind of flew under the radar last year. I didn't know he was as fast as he was during the season. We didn't time his 40 or anything. We knew he was pretty quick. But having him come back, he's a legit 4.5 kid, really fast. He's gotten bigger and stronger, so he's going to be a big asset. And Jack Starnes, he got a little bit of playing time last year, you know, as a sophomore, but he had a lot of senior wings ahead of him. He's coming back, and he's got a lot stronger and bigger. He's fast, he's quick, he's elusive. Ball security was an issue last year. We've been working on that, and he has done a much better job of following his blockers and ball security. So having those three guys as a, you know, combination in the backfield is going to be big for us.
I'm curious, how is that returning offensive line going to be? I remember that offensive line was pretty strong last year.
Yeah, we lost a couple to graduation, and so we've got some guys that are going to be seniors this year that are stepping up, and may have some sophomores starting on it. But, you know, they're all capable guys. It's going to be one of our strong points. We're going to have, you know, 7 or 8 returning starters on offense. So that offensive line coming back, a good portion of that. Lucas Harden is a great outside tackle for us. He's coming back. Zach Freeman coming back at our tight end position is going to help a lot. And our center, Michael Lawrence, he played some strong guard for us last year. He's coming back at center. Or he's going to move into center. He's done a great job so far in camps.
I want to ask, maybe is there a surprise player, maybe someone that's working extra hard in the weight room this offseason, someone that might shock some Rams fans?
Mikey Peckrell, I think, is going to have a breakout season. I'm looking for him to be another 1,000-yard rusher. And we've got 3 guys in the backfield that are all capable of being 1,000-yard rushers. You know, so, you know, it may not be a surprise to our fans, our team, but, you know, on the outside looking in, you know, it seems like he could come out seemingly nowhere this year and, you know, be a big contributor. But Jack Starnes is, you know, I've talked about him. He is another one that could be a huge back for us. And it's going to give us a lot of options. But, you know, the sophomores coming up, Ian Estrada is a really good one. And, you know, possibly, you know, some other sophomores that contribute could be big time. But, you know, we're going to lean on those seniors heavily.
I want to ask, there's so many changes to 5A East this year. Obviously, Forest City and Forest City had dropped down, and there was another one.
Harding
Academy has moved up from 4A, obviously the defending class champions. It was south side that I also brought down. Yes. My mind went blank for a second, but it feels like the conference is arguably getting harder. How does your team feel about the conference change?
You know, it's crazy that you have a Harding Academy, a 4A team. They come into the 5A and they're immediately number 1 in 5A. Mm-hmm. So it says a lot about their program. You know, so you know, you hate to lose, you know, Southside and and get somebody better.
Yeah.
You know, you lose Forest City and you get Tech back in, which is our rival. So, you know, that's not going to be a that's going to be a, you know, especially if there's
They're coming
playoff.
off a 6A, yeah.
And they're coming back into 5A, so they're going to feel good about moving back down. You know, it's our rival. And I know they're hoping like we are that 10th game of the year is going to have a lot hanging on it. So, you know, it does get harder. And, you know, we're going to take it. I mean, it's going to be hard regardless. You know, we're Paragould, so we're going to have to fight and claw for everything we get. So we're just trying to get some momentum early and hopefully carry us into the season.
I want to ask about the team relationship. How do you see the team relationship from a coach's standpoint on and off the field?
You know, like every team, we've got things we need to work on, but we're trying to be more intentional with our culture of, I think my biggest challenge here is for these kids to believe in themselves and believe in each other. And that's something we're working on every day. And I'm not ashamed to say I'm picking out a Bible verse every day. So these kids believe in themselves and they believe in something bigger than themselves. And, you know, that's one of the only ways I know to get us closer and to be a better team. And so far, the response to that has been great.
I want to talk about kind of the offensive scheme. You don't have to get into too much great detail about this, but what's kind of is it going to stay the same from last year, or are there going to be any changes? It
will. We'll be a single wing, which is we probably have more misdirection and more key breakers this year. You know, a lot of teams are going to key our guards or key our blocking back. And if they do that, they're going to be right, you know, say 60, 70% of the time because we're going to have more misdirection and more key breakers off of that. So they won't be able to just key on one position and take them to the ball. So it's predicated on misdirection. We're going to have a little bit more of an outside run this year with Peckrell just because we've got speed to get to the edge now. So we're going to utilize that also.
What's the defensive side of the ball look like?
They're going to be a 4-2-5. It'll look like 4-3 a lot of times, but you know, we're going to be pretty young there. We've been to 16 camps this summer, so we've got to see what our sophomores can do, and you know, they've got to get better. And you know, they're doing that every week. They're very coachable. A little undersized right now, so we're going to have to fly the ball and probably blitz a little bit more than we're used to. So we're going to be more aggressive just to try to make some things happen.
I want to talk about the upcoming schedule. First, we'll talk about non-conference, but do you guys have a scrimmage game lined up?
We've got guys on August 20th.
Okay.
We'll play junior high and senior high there. And we've seen them in team camp this summer, so we kind of know, you know, what to expect. And I don't know what all we're going to show there. Most teams have seen our offense now, so there's, you know, a couple of wrinkles we're putting in that we may not show during Gosnell, but you know, then we go to Manila, Hoxie, and Kennett, Missouri. So we've got those three in the non-conference. So pretty good schedule. It'll get, you know, more challenging as we go. You know, Manila and Hoxie are 3A teams, but you know, pretty solid teams.
Yeah, they are.
You know, Kennett playing them. They're from Missouri, only an hour up the road. So got to give us a good test before we get into conference play.
Yeah, how does your team feel about the Kennett game?
We don't know much about them. I mean, I've seen.
Is this the first time you guys have played them?
It is.
Okay.
I don't know if they played them in the past, but you know, the first time here in a long time we played a Missouri team, so we don't know much about them. We know they're just from watching film, they got some good team speed and they blitz a lot on defense. So you know, and you know, there could be some changes from last year to this year on what they're doing. So we'll just kind of wait until week 3 to see what, you know, the first 2 games, what they show.
We've talked a little bit already about 5A East conference play this year, but how is the schedule going to go for you guys this year?
We'll open up. I believe we've got. I couldn't even tell you the schedule, but I know we've got Valley View. I think it's the first conference game. Then we get into I don't know particular order. Batesville,
and Nettleton,
and
then
Wynn. You know, a little bit later we get Harding Academy. So you know, we're hoping to start off strong in conference. Valley View, you know, they're picking 1 or 2 in our conference, depending on who you listen to. So
they're losing a lot of key athletes from last year.
They're still going to have a lot of key athletes coming back, though. So, you know, we're not going to back down. I can tell you that. We, you know, we're going to try to rise to the challenge and, you know, give them all we got.
And I feel like that's something I've noticed about Paragould. Not even just football, but Paragould in general. You guys really fight hard. It doesn't matter what sport it's in.
Yeah, I was proud of the kids last year. We got down early in some games and, you know, come back and we were competitive most of the year. Valley View, we weren't real competitive against them. We started out bad and ended bad. So, you know, that was, with the exception of that, every other game was close going into the fourth quarter. So we're just trying to build on that and, I think the kids have seen that they can, if they execute and do things right, that we're going to be competitive in games. And I think that gives them a little motivation not to give up.
Coach, I got to ask you one last question. This season will be successful for the Paragould Rams if?
I think if we can avoid injuries, I think everything else is going to take care of itself. I think that, the kids know that we have to execute and can't get behind the chains on offense. And I really don't even think we have to, have a shutout defense. I think we're just going to have to slow people down. And I think we're going to get long, sustained drives on offense and try to control the clock. And I think if we do that, we're going to be successful.
Coach, thank you so much for taking
Appreciate
the time
it.
to be a part of the Super. You can check out all the Hometown Sports Arkansas football previews presented to you by the Arkansas Sports Network, all here on YouTube and Facebook. And don't forget to like us on Instagram at ARSportsNet. I'm Alex Gallion. We'll see you next time.
Thanks again for joining us on the Arkansas Sports Network's Hometown Sports Football Preview. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Arkansas Sports Network on YouTube to catch more previews and all the latest updates on your favorite teams.